How do you perceive the socio-political and human rights situation in Iran?
Well, I'm afraid that that lots of people in Iran are being oppressed. For all that I know, for all I read in the press and on websites, the situation isn't good at all, and it really worries me. I'm aware of the fact that girls can study, that women can go and study and work, but I'm afraid that they cannot really enjoy all the opportunities that there should be for well-educated women. I also have the impression that minorities are being oppressed, that you cannot just express your feelings, your thoughts, and you cannot be yourself. When the students took this message to the streets, I was hoping that they might achieve some, well, let's say some progress and some more freedom, but Ahmadinejad is for as far as I know, is not the least bit tolerant. He's a dangerous man, actually. You can't really argue with a man like him.
We are standing here at the exhibition on Iran in the Flemish Parliament, which is hosted by you, and our organization is very thankful for that you have given us this opportunity. And regarding this exhibition, we would like to know what is in particular that is standing out for you here.
Recently, I've read some interesting books on gender, human rights in general, but also women's rights, and I'm particularly touched by what's happening with girls, young women that can easily be accused of all sort of things that they really didn't do. Like, for instance, well, you can be accused of rape, causing it and being punished for it. It seems so unreal to me. It seems so unfair that it really shocked me. That's one of the first things I learned about human rights in Iran, how women are being treated, and how they can't even wear what they want and be feminine when they go out and when they go to university, for instance, or just go shopping or to go out with friends, and having their own careers, having their own rights within marriage. It seems so basic to me, and it really bothers me that they don't have these rights in Iran, and that gay people as well are being treated as, well, less than animals. And that's these images here, groups suffering human rights abuses, they really touch me, because you can see there, over there, a woman is being stoned and a man is being slashed, and I find that really a barbarian way of treating people, and in the 21st century we should really ban this kind of treatments anywhere on earth. So
it's true that it's unbelievable that it still can happen in the 21st century. What is your perception of the regime's ideology of the narrow and politicized interpretation of Islam for Iran, and is there also an impact for the Western countries as well?
Well, we've notified the last years that some fanatics are getting more and more popular, not only in Iran and countries like Iran, but also here in certain parts of our Western cities. It bothers me, because you would think that these sort of things only happen in countries that don't have any social security or any level of education, but that's not really the fact. And so we do perceive some problems here as well. And my perception of the regime is that it's totally unrealistic, because they are it's a theocratic regime, and it's demanding too much from people, and there's only one interpretation of their religion, of the Islam, and it's far too severe and unrealistic. So I think that's a problem, not only for the people in Iran, who should stand up and speak up against it. I know it's dangerous doing it, but without them fighting for it themselves, I'm afraid that we can't do everything that we are supposed to do or need to do. It's quite complicated, as already we feel the pressure here to give in to certain demands based on religious dogmas and parts of the Quran that are so-called necessities for Muslims, whereas I don't think that it is a necessity to incorporate religious items in your law, in civil law. That's the thing we should be worried about. Some people are worried about it, but not enough people. I think that we should promote the secular state a little bit more these days, in order to guarantee freedom of religion for everyone, because not everyone's supposed to share Ahmadinejad's views on Islam, I can imagine. But that's a problem both in Iran and in other countries, even in our country as well.
Correct. What could be the contribution of European and Belgian citizens and the Flemish Parliament for helping the population in Iran to achieve a system that grants them citizen rights and also grants them freedom of thought, belief and expression?
Well, I think that's a difficult question. It is a nice question, of course, because I think that lots of people here would like to help as much as they can, but we have seen that wars and terror don't actually help us and don't actually help the people in Iran. Neither does an economic embargo, as it affects the whole population, and that shouldn't be our target. I mean, the population is already suffering a lot from the regime, so we should try and speak up for them without taking even more risks for their safety. And I believe that we should actually pay lots of attention to human rights within the European Union and keep the pressure on Iran high, even though it's a solution on very long term, and it doesn't guarantee success in the near future, but in the long run, I think that we shouldn't give in to demands of people like Ahmadinejad and others supporting the regime. We should remain critical and keep the debate alive in our parliaments. In the Flemish Parliament, there isn't all that much we can do, giving the organization of the Belgian state. It should be treated far more than it is now within the European Union and also in the Belgian National Parliament. I think that far more often European ministers of foreign affairs should call their Iranian ambassador to the ministry and ask some critical questions so that there is more diplomatic pressure on them. And I don't know if they would really give in to it, but at least we need to act, be responsible, and give a signal to the Iranian people now that we can do this nowadays, because you have the World Wide Web, you can use it and you can encourage people and fight against the regime by their side, because fighting with arms isn't going to work at all. And well, if activists or writers who are being critical towards the regime need help, I think we should give them that help and accord them all the support we can give.
Thank you very much for sharing your views with us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for this interview.
You're welcome. You're most welcome.